Well, hello there. I'm KJ Bell. Welcome to the third video in my self-critique of my playthrough of Suzuki Book 2 for the first time in a while. In this video, we're going to go over the Brahms Waltz and the Handel Bouree. So in the two previous videos, check those out if you haven't, we covered the first four pieces in Book 2. And yeah, we're just chugging along. So if you haven't caught those, go back, take a look at those. Yeah, and then you can continue. Or if you're only playing those two pieces, I suppose you could just start with this one. But why not, why not complete the set? Completion is nice. Okay, and we are on to the Waltz, yeah. Which is in, if I'm not mistaken, they play this, the piano version, in the Hunger Games Catching Fire movie.
Yeah.
At one of the parties, it's when Katniss is dancing with Plutarch Heavensbee, I believe.
Yeah. I'm really not liking the lower half of my bow here, am I? Experiment gone wrong. I talk about it later here, so I'm not going to comment right now.
Tried some third position there, didn't go well. I didn't really like it.
I like the idea.
I don't like the way it sounds in first, honestly. This might be a job for second position. Nope. There, you go back to first.
I love second position. I learned to love second position as an orchestral violist, right? And I think it is a lot, it's honestly, I think it comes in handy more on the viola than it does on violin, just because of the way that the keys tend to fall on the strings. The viola being a fifth lower just makes it a better fit for some reason. Some of that is because so second position, you're putting the finger, your first finger is now where your second finger would go. And if you have studied violin for, not very long at all, hopefully you've got a good teacher and they don't have you just stuck in this forever. That second finger is the one that moves the most often. That's your F sharps, your C sharps, your G sharps on the E string, your B and B flat on G. So if you just think about the F sharp and the C sharp, those change a lot, but depending on the key that you're in. Whereas on viola, you have a lot more. This is also why flat keys are friendlier for the viola, because of the way that those are spaced. You are dealing with more flats than you are sharps. So your second finger isn't moving around usually as much on the viola in second position. Here, the problem is you have the F sharp on the D string and you have the C natural on the A string, and the going back and forth between the two, you have to be moving that first finger back constantly. And when you're moving your first finger a lot, like, it's doable, it's just not as, what's the word I want? Steady. It's not as much of an anchor like it is in some other positions. And so this second position could be the key here, and I just, I would need to practice it a little bit. I don't love playing this. I love this melody. I love Brahms. Brahms is one of my favorite composers. This was originally written for the piano, I believe. He writes fantastic piano music. I don't love playing this specific version. It's not my favorite. Very similar to Beethoven. I love listening to Beethoven. I hate playing Beethoven. Hate is a strong word. Beethoven is hard to play. He didn't care what was going on. You play what I write, dang it. Mozart, the opposite. Don't particularly care to listen to it, but it is so nice to play. He wrote so well for string instruments. It's fun to play Mozart most of the time.
Because that works really nicely in it. Oh boy.
Yeah, not great. Move on, Belle. Move on.
That's not really ideal either.
That is one of the things that I think you get out of shape quickly is the shifting, because your body really learns to feel the differences between the different positions. But if you're not doing it regularly, it's like starting dancing again. It's like learning a dance that you knew years ago, but you haven't done it in a while. So it's like, okay, I sort of remember, but this doesn't. Okay, I don't. How exactly does this? That's sort of what is happening here. Like if I were playing around with those positions 10 years ago when I was playing a lot more, it probably would have been better than that.
I don't know. I'm going to teach it all in first position because we are not shifting yet. Although it is coming. I think it's what? It's Gabat? The lully, I think, where you need to shift?
That is one thing that I'm dealing with right now because I haven't taught book 2 in a long time. I have taught book 1 a lot because I've had a lot of students that have, been in book 1. And for some reason or another, I move to a different place, the students move on, something happens in the time before we get to book 2, where I haven't had somebody that's gone through book 2 in, I don't remember the last one. So it's been a while, and I've updated a lot of my teaching. I've updated the way that I teach scales, the order that I teach scales. I've updated a lot of just my technique teaching. So I'm working on where am I sequencing things now? That's an interesting thing to play around with. And one more reason I sometimes wish that I could just be one of those people who picks one method book and just follows the method book, but I'm not.
Yeah. It has extended 4, which I don't like an extended 4 if it can be avoided. It doesn't work well for most people. If you're like me and you have big hands, sure.
We'll get to it when we get to that piece. What happened there? Hang on. I have to go back and look at that. Okay, we're going back to the beginning of that. We're going to start the bourrée over again. Okay, this was fine. Huh.
I need to clip my fingers fingernails, especially that pinky.
Is that what it was?
Snagging strings.
I guess that's what was going on, because it was my left hand did something weird in that little passage there. I guess it was my fingernail. I remember it catching and being a problem this day, because I wasn't planning to do this.
So that was the Waltz and the Bouree from Suzuki Book 2. I hope you're enjoying this little series. If you are, you're going to like it. And subscribe so that you can know when the other videos in this series are coming out. I am planning to intersperse them with other videos in my normal teachy type content, but I don't know, maybe they'll all come out at once. I don't know. We'll see what future me does. So for now, just make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss the upcoming videos. Next time is the Two Grenadiers and Witches Dance. A little Schubert? I'm completely blanking. I'm pretty sure it's Schumann. And Paganini. Witches Dance is definitely Paganini. How am I mixing the shoes up? That's concerning. Okay, anyway. See you on the next video.